is Henry Tenby. Here we are at Vancouver Airport South Terminal. It's a beautiful morning here in Vancouver. It's sunny, little bit of a wind. We're on runway 26 operations this morning, which is awesome. And it's pretty busy, so I'm hoping that is a good sign for what we're going to have on our show today. Lots of traffic, lots of movements, lots of cool, fun action. I'm stoked. I'm really happy to be here. I hope you guys are going to sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Weather-wise, here in Vancouver, this past April, it's been the coldest April on record. It's 11 degrees this morning. It'll get a little bit warmer than that, but it has been very, very cold, and we've had a fair bit of rain. And hopefully that is now behind us. But yeah, really busy this morning. We've got some cool movements. We've got the Avroliner sitting here. I suspect he will leave later in our show. Lots going on, and I thank everybody for tuning in, and we will now jump into the show with a little look around the airfield. And by the way, it's this year, 2022, for those of you that don't know, it's Air Canada's celebration of their 85th year in continuous business operations. They were founded in 1937. So yeah, big year for Air Canada. So long may their success continue. So let's get on with the show, guys.
There's some news with Air Canada as well. There's news.
Oh, what? Tell me about it. Everybody can hear me. I'm going to turn on. We've got an ATC scanner, so we're going to power that up. Okay. Welcome, guys. Our scanner, we're going to be monitoring Vancouver Tower and Vancouver Ground. So hopefully that won't be too much in the way of background chatter for us. I'll monitor that. If it's too much, we can check that out. So let's have a look here. Yeah, we've got some wind, a little bit of wind this morning, guys. Again, you guys can hear the wind. I'm just getting the monitor. Hope you guys can hear that. Here I'm just doing something in the background, and I'm just securing the radio here. So let's see. Okay, I'd like to welcome some of our regulars this morning or this afternoon. Good to see you all. Yeah, it's me here in Vancouver. Loopy, thank you for posting that weather. We have an inbound Beach 1900 Pacific Coastal. Coming in here to the South Terminal. Well, it's gorgeous. Beautiful weather. This is a Beach 1900, one of the old ones. Most of Pacific Coastal's Beach 1900s have been upgraded to the D model, so this is not a D model, this is an oldie. Not sure when it was built, possibly in the 1980s, hard to say. But yeah, these are kind of few and far between here in Vancouver. So it's going to be parking right here in front of us. Let's have a look here.
the sound is good. Thank you, Lauren. Glad, thank you, Flying Architect, that the scanner's coming in good. That's awesome. Let's have a look here. Hey, Rich in Minneapolis. Nice to see you. I haven't had a flight on one of these Beech 1900s since about 1988 when I flew on Wilderness Airline up to Bella Coola. Let's have a look, guys. Let's see what we've got here on the field this morning. So over at the FBO, we have a Delta Airlines 75. Awesome to see.
757 VIP plane.
Yeah, it's a Oscar tells me it's a 757 VIP aircraft. So this is a sports charter aircraft. They're here quite regularly on these sports charters, hockey teams and whatnot. This guy was supposed to leave at 8:30 this morning and he's taken a delay. So with any luck, we'll see him perform for us. That would be very exciting. Hey, Ian Deco, thank you very much for the £5. The channel supports, appreciates support from fans like you. Awesome. My pleasure. My pleasure. So a WestJet is 8. We've got a WestJet 8 inbound from Kelowna on final, according to Phil. I do see him actually. Let's see if we can get the camera pointed. It's going to be a bit of a long haul on the zoom. See if I can pull him in for you guys. Oh, I lost visual. Stand by one. Stand by one. And let's bring the tellies in. Ah, there he is. I've got radar contact. Oops. As you can see, we've still got some snow on our mountains. And we have a caravan. That's a parcel courier machine just arriving. Gonna park right here at the South Terminal. He's a regular inhabitant of the scene here. Too bad these aircraft don't carry titles, but yeah, it's looking nice. Good stuff. As you can see, there's some other courier machines there parked on the same ramp. And we've got Air North sitting over at the gate, the main terminal. So yeah, we've got a view of the south side of the field, south side of the terminal building. So let's give you guys a little bit of a gander over at main terminal. So here, let's zoom in here. There we go. There's our WestJet, standard WestJet gates. We've got the Air North sitting nicely at his gate, waiting for his passengers up to Whitehorse. Would love to be on the flight. And we have a WestJet lining up on runway 26. Let's have a peekaboo over at him. Just a second. And he is lining up. There we go. That you guys are hearing is the wind that's actually hitting the microphone on my got a dash there lining up behind this guy. here. He's doing some kind of loading with a winch. Let's see if we can get him in frame here. There he is. Yeah, he's been doing winched modes out of here. So let's see if he hauls something out again, or if this is the end of the show. Let's have a look here. Okay, so thank you, Rich. The WestJet's on its way to Toronto. Appreciate the help on that. As a one-man operation, I do appreciate everybody's chiming in. And we have a Jazz on the outbound here, on the roll. Tracy, thank you very much for your support. The £5. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a great day today. That's our plan. So yeah. Can't quite see what's actually being hauled, but there they go. Could be to a local construction site. Something like that. Very possible. So meanwhile, back at the ranch. Okay, we got Air Canada 737 MAX on the outbound taxi. Oops, just get her. There we go. Get her nice and framed for you guys. Bit of heat. I can see some heat haze, so I am aware of that. So I'll just pull back a little bit there to cut that heat haze for us. You can see the mountains though, bathed, caked in snow, even at low altitude. So that's like 2,000 feet elevations there, and they are saturated with snow. So if you're a ski buff, you might want to head out here, make your way up to Whistler. Microphone on the camera. We do have a windsock on the mic. The wind is actually hitting the microphone that I'm speaking through by my mouth. So that's the so I can, not use this, but then it may be hard to hear my audio. So pros and cons, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing's perfect in this game. We just try to do our best to entertain and bring you guys to the air side here to enjoy the action.
Canada 210, Delta 7 line up and wait, 7 lane 265.
We just heard the tower. Oh.
Continue taxi via hotel and go.
Movement. Baby jet. Okay. Let's have a look back at the button there. Catch the Boeing. now rolling. There he is.
377, no, departure in the turn, so you've already turned, so contact them now, 323, take care.
And he should produce a nice climb out for us here. There he is, nice. Gear up. Yeah, we've even got some heat haze here through the atmosphere, which is kind of unusual, but yeah, it's only 11 degrees Celsius. Okay, so let's have a look here. Okay. Hey Tim, I'm glad you like that livery. That's the WestJet old livery. They don't have too many of their Boeings in the new livery. Of course, the 787s are in their new livery.
And the Max.
And the Max, yeah. Oscar tells me the Max aircraft are in the WestJet new livery. Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate that. And, okay, I'm glad you like the picture quality. Migman Everson, awesome. Yeah, the heat haze, Julie, it's kind of a cost of doing business here in Vancouver. I guess if we had more wind, maybe there'd be less of it, but then we'd have lesser audio as well. So, again, we just have to take with the good with the bad. And Tracy Sellers, thank you for the $5 donation. Again, that's much appreciated. The channel appreciates your support. Okay. Okay, so we've got some new helicopters on the field, guys. Oscar has just told me that we've got some helicopters that have arrived from the U.S. Ah, okay. Let's have a look, guys. So, Oscar, can you tell me about what these helis are?
Air out of Oregon. Force firefighting heavy lift company.
So Oscar tells me these helicopters are destined for Erickson Aircrane in Oregon. They're new build helicopters. They don't have the blades on them yet. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So
they're all wrapped, the windows still.
Yeah, the windows are still wrapped. So apparently these aircraft are just about ready, and they will be delivered to Erickson Aircrane in Oregon. That's the Heli 1 hangar facility right there. So, yeah.
You're ready for delivery.
Okay. Oh, yeah. We also have a Sikorsky. Is that a S61?
It's the same, all the same aircraft.
Right.
One's
okay.
getting ready to be put the blades on it and eventually fly down south.
Okay. Hello. Martin. Okay, will do. Stand by. Yeah, 10-4.
But the other ones are still wrapped in
Okay, so guys,
paint job. Thingamajiggy.
So guys, what we've done is we've taken the microphone, we've plugged it directly into the camera because we were getting a lot of wind noise from these bad boys. Apparently the wind was hitting this
30, ground runway 26 left, altimeter 3003, taxi by Echo Delta Delta 7.
We're gonna have to get a muffler. We're gonna have to get a windsock for this guy, and then we'll bring him back into the show next week. So hopefully by making this change, you'll have less static from the wind this morning.
4061, it was behind the dash 8 at your 11 o'clock, just turning onto Delta.
First time I've seen that. I wonder if it's actually a repeat job before I actually.
Okay, guys. Meanwhile, back at the terminal. Let's have a look here. Okay, so now I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, so maybe if you can comment. I guess my voice is pretty light. So Airliners Live, I see the comment audio much better, but I'm just wondering how my voice is coming through. I might need to turn the mic around. I'm not sure. I can do that. Required. Ellie is back. It's an A-star. Okay, meanwhile back to the runway.
Okay, hang on a second, guys.
Tango Hotel Zulu, Tower Beaver, behind you, headed southwestbound. They'll be off your right-hand side, heading down.
Okay. Let's have a look here, guys. Back at the terminal. Nothing taxing out right now. It's a little bit quiet. Matthew Hayes, £5. Thank you for your contribution to the channel. Hope you're liking the show. Hoping, oh, hang on, we've got something on finals, guys. Looks looks like Korean to my eyes. Pardon my.
This is usually for here for cherries and fruits.
Dev 153 ground, push back your discretion. 611 medevac, additional traffic and helicopter. They're just starting outbound on a patrol.
I think that's the Guadalajara service.
Yeah, me too. I wonder what was picking up.
If we listen carefully to the tower, we can find out where that helicopter sling operation is going to.
They said it was.
You guys might have already heard it or picked it up, but I'm not on the frequency on it right now. So, but I'm listening. I'm trying my best.
Ethiopian up here or no?
Let's have a look here.
You can go get any African Airlines or no?
Yeah, Migman, I'm glad you like the background. It is quite stunning just because of the cold weather that we're having and all the snow that's accumulating on the North Shore Mountains. We've got a medevac inbound, as we just heard on the radio, on 26 left. I don't have visual with them yet. As soon as I do, we'll point the... So we've got an Air Canada Heavy on taxi for departure here.
Right on crossing taxiway Alpha.
Busy radios this morning, guys.
Next, I would let them know to call tower is right around taxiway Alpha. Setting our direction.
Let's see what you got here.
Hey, it's 30 miles, 626 left, 05, and left for nearest.
We've got a cargo jet, 767-300 winglets, sitting there.
767s don't even have winglets.
So
they were not factory.
Yeah, Oscar is saying these aircraft, of course, were not built with winglets. That is correct. They're all post-factory modifications for fuel efficiency.
Here comes Air Canada. Where's that Coyote?
Okay, guys, we have Air Canada charter aircraft coming our way.
You can't see, it's just a tail.
Ah, okay, but oh, hang on. We've also got there's the Air Canada Heavy we saw on the move, 7-8. Steve T, thank you for the £5 donation. Steve writes, great stream as usual. Keep up the great work, Henry. I will do my best,
No,
Steve.
They were not really built with the winglets. I learned it from pilots.
So where did that we had an Air Canada taxing
Or
somewhere around here.
UBS.
I think it was a sports charter. So we'll see if he pokes his nose out for us. He might. And Phil Sellers, 9-month member. We appreciate your long-term support, Phil. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying the stream.
Here's our medevac.
I think had some kind of
If I can crank the camera around, guys.
yeah, for a medevac. I haven't seen them here. I wonder if they're based up north. That's according to Wikipedia. I'm not sure if it's true or not, of course.
Yeah, so that's the medevac. He called in a few minutes ago.
Keep the code. I got one more lift after this one. Hey, what's all good, Tyler? Sounds good. You stay with me.
Last one.
Yeah, it's a nice transition.
Medevac on altitude for South Person 6 medevac ground taxi by Alpha to the apron. Alpha to the apron. Left step back.
Yeah, I never get tired of that view. It's gorgeous. Great for Kodachrome slides.
I wonder if we'll ever get high back.
For those of you who know that I used to shoot slide film back in the day, back in the 80s, 90s.
Kai was here after 9/11.
Okay. The helicopter's back. So, as you can hear, pull back there to cut the haze. It's our medevac.
I'm surprised he didn't do anything. This guy's been driving for 4 years. Some years.
932 Heavy Tower from Delta 7, contact departure in the turn, Victor Takeoff, runway 265. Departure in the turn, clear takeoff.
I haven't seen any of those K-Max here before. Have you? No. No. We're mostly on the islands. Where is that heavy for? Is it for Montreal or? Oops. Wrong channel. North side. Let's see what's happening on the north side. Jolly up north. Where is KL72? No, she's inbound. She is 11 minutes. The Dreamliner. Finally, I'll be able to see the Dreamliner. The Korean Air. Ooh, Cancun. I would love to be on that flight on the Dreamliner. No, Korean Dreamliner's coming in. That's to Cancun, not Air Canada.
Oh, I thought you said Koreans.
No, I said this one, the black and white one. I'm surprised he didn't do anything special for the big anniversary for Air Canada. Like, take a couple of Dreamliners into retro deliveries. Maybe for the 90th they'll do something.
So guys, we'll just point camera in the usual spot. Wait for him to produce himself, reveal himself of the building.
Must be heavy. It's going Cancun with all those. Yeah, it's a heavy. Took off and rotated later. It's all the holiday makers.
Gary Suha, thank you very much for your £6.99 donation. Glad you're enjoying the show. Gary writes, great stream and love the mountain view. Thank you again, Gary.
Well, maybe they meant 932. I heard it again in the last two numbers, 2-2. Before using the, that's not a good place to do drop off, because that's not allowed. I've seen someone parked there for more than 3 hours who went into the main to the building.
Got a 1060 monitor tower 187. Pressure 110, contact commercial in the turn, from Delta 7, from takeoff runway 261. Canada 932, takeoff 20 left. Delta, how you go? 120. 153 tower, Delta 7, left wait, runway 261.
Got another departure here. Air Canada Jazz Q400.
344 ground taxi via Hotel and Lima to the apron. Flight 350 cancel, contact departure in the turn from Delta 7, so takeoff runway 261. This is cancel, contact departure change to takeoff. Departure West 110, 1300, climb 7000. West 110, departure going to identify platform 6000. And 1060, tower Delta 7, line of clear, runway 261. Okay, from Delta 7, line of runway 265, Air Canada 10.
West 110. No cabby. All kinds coming in on the back. I've seen lots of times something called this call sign is Spray 07. Who's that? Is it the Spray Bombers, water bombers, or what? I've never heard of
Air
that.
Canada 1060, contact departure in the turn from Delta 7, clear for takeoff, runway 261. Okay, clear takeoff 261, Air Canada 1060.
So here's the Air Canada the Air Canada Max, I should say, that's just been cleared for takeoff, and to contact departure in the turn.
I got it programmed on.
No conflict. There's the King Air going over top. He's, I think he's a light category. Yeah, he's a light, and he's at 1,500. Have a tower zero, clear along the shoreline. That's face home 261, land apron, your discretion. south of the runway, so it lands runway 26 left. Lands 26 left, left, runway 518 ground, push back to the discretion.
So he'll, standard operating procedure, we'll catch him on the climb out. Okay, a little bit of quiet time. We've got Canadian.
Landmark Aviation going to gate 44.
We've got Air North pushing back. There is Thai massage here, but you better bring a big budget. It's not going to be $5 for a 1 hour massage. I think you're probably looking at 20 factor on that, at least. So, yeah, it's not something that we partake in here in Vancouver. Well, we don't, but I guess if we won the lottery, we could.
Charlie Hotel Juliet, tower ticket towards the threshold of runway 26 left, direct pad Charlie. King Air just touching down there. And there's a helicopter at the rhythm off. They're going to head towards the landmark. Shall I get the land pad Charlie? Big land pad Charlie by a threshold of 26 left. Contact.
Kevin tells me that I just missed Jeff and Mass's super chat. Well, thank you very much for that super chat, Jeff and Mass. Sorry I missed that.
Helicopter, and then the Alcan.
Well, Glenn, I hope you'll be able to make it back here to Vancouver, maybe this summer. Medevac aircraft.
Second Dreamliners on final. Finally get back with the Dreamliners on cars and 330s.
See what's happening over at Air North. He's on his own steam. He's on his taxi. Hey, thank you, Ludmilla. Yeah, that's a Beach King Air, that little turbo. We have quite a nest of them here in Vancouver. And that helicopter is buzzing, so that's why we're getting a lot of noise. Hi, Shane. So So Mike tells us we have the 787 inbound. Korean. I don't have him on. Yeah, there we go. I got him on visual, guys. Glad we got him.
Week in service.
Yeah, so apparently, according to Oscar, this is week number 2 that these have been coming here. Let's get the Air North. She's on the taxi, on the move.
Yeah, they're getting ready to North Caribou.
As you can see, we've got the ground crew here with the RJ, so they'll be prepping the flight for the departure later in our show. Well, that's nice. That's a nice short body, 500. Oh, so what is this? Is it, if this is, it's definitely a short body 737, but I wonder what the type is. Could it be a 600, 700?
It's a 500.
Yeah, it is a 500.
With winglets.
So I was right on the first guess. Yeah, so most of their 737-500s do not have winglets, so this is the only one, the Air North fleet, that actually has the winglets. It's basically the length of a 737-200. Watch from on the climb out here. Should be somewhere around there. There he is. agree. Winglets are a fashion accessory. It's not a fashion accessory I like very much because I'm a purist. I prefer the original version of the aircraft, the classic version. The winglet, I don't know, as an aviation buff, yeah, it just kind of turns me off. But they do save 3 to 5% fuel, and that costs a fortune today, so makes sense that many airlines have added them to their wings. We've got a Beech 1900D sitting running as engine, so that's the noise that we're hearing behind me. Thank you, Mike, that we have an Air Canada 7878 inbound from Seoul on the final approach. Have a look at him now. Catch him, I do see him. Okay. Nothing on the taxi out right now, but we do have something on finals on the north side, so I can't quite make it out by a visual as to what he is, but it'll be here shortly, guys. So according to Phil, it's an Air Canada 787 from Montreal. So thank you for that, Phil. Let's see if we can pull him into camera.
Oscar 1609, Tower Charlie, line up, runway 26 off.
Actually, that's a Max. So, don't know where this guy's inbound from.
609, Tower, Venture Sid, fly heading 230, climb 7,000, and bound to Venture. Edmonton is then heading 230 and climb 7,000, about to go 209. Ash 1609, Tower, read back correct, contact the more train, return from Charlie, took the takeoff runway 26 off. Okay, that's 209.
Okay, now that we've got that Beech 1900 on the roll, Meanwhile, back at the terminal, WestJet ramps are busy. Yeah, nice birds of a common feather flock together, as we can see here. Mostly in the old, all in the old colors, actually. Magnus, thank you very much for your 55 Swedish kroner contribution to the channel. It's very much appreciated. Thank you for joining us today at the show. It's always great to hear from a ATC controller in Sweden. I hope you're enjoying the live ATC here in Vancouver with our show. A first for us with our new scanner. Hey Mick, yeah, I like the float planes too. We're going to do a float plane show. So we're going to go to downtown Vancouver to the Harbor Float Base, and we're going to do a special show. So we just have to get that sorted. So you will be aware when we have that, and I'm looking forward to hosting that show.
Jet 270, 760 cancel, contact departure airborne from Delta 5, set for takeoff, runway 26.
I wish those stairs weren't there. Decent rotation. Okay. So yeah, DJ, the Air Canada Express, it's operated by Jazz. It is not owned by Air Canada. They're a self-owned entity. And they do operate Air Canada's regional routes, both domestically and to the United States. And I believe they might also do some charter routes or some, I'm not sure, possibly some Caribbean routes every now and again. But they definitely do fly to the United States on Air Canada flight numbers to some of the lesser passenger volumes destinations. Yeah, I do like the mask too. It's kind of a thing now with airlines, putting the mask around the windows. I like it. I think it started off as a corporate thing. Maybe the Google corporate aircraft, whatever it was, a 76 or 777, that might have started the trend. I don't know, but it's been around for a while. Thank you, Mike, that we have a 737 MAX flare inbound from Las Vegas. 7 minutes out.
Where the heck is Cascadia Air? It's supposed to be leaving at noon. Weird.
I hear something. I hear engines. Hey, that's okay, Matt. No rule says that everybody has to like everything, that's for sure. So certainly welcome your view. I used to really not like white colored, you know, aircraft schemes where they'd paint the whole aircraft white. And yeah, I was deathly against it. But yeah, on some liveries it kind of works for me now, so I've softened my opinion. But like WestJet, for example, it's a white scheme, isn't it? But the tail kind of makes it a bit more tolerable, I'll say. But the new WestJet scheme with the billboard titles, that I like a lot.
I don't like the Disney.
No?
No.
Okay, well, yeah, WestJet has a number of logo jets. They've got the Disney.
Yeah.
What else? They've got a few. Oh, right. Rob Shipway, thank you for the info on the 2 Air Canada A320s, or A321s inbound.
Air Canada 54 ground taxi by the Juliet Hotel Delta 7.
This morning we had a very unusual Air Canada. No title on it, just a tail.
Oh,
The maple leaf on the tail, and that's what's it.
what was it?
320.
Okay. Okay. Oscar tells me we had an Air Canada 320 in today with no titles.
Yeah.
Completely devoid of titles. I wonder, they must be maybe selling it or getting rid of it.
Maybe. But
Yeah.
it's been mainly based in the East Coast. I haven't seen it over here.
Ah, okay.
Maybe it's getting ready to go to the States.
Yeah, very possible.
The helicopter's on the move on your way, left over, 2309, you find the left one. I'll try it off, sir, now we're left, that's the left by your discretion.
Let's have a look here. We've also got a cargo jet 75 sitting on the ramp. Sometimes they perform for us, sometimes not. Just have to be lucky. I've never been able to figure out a set schedule on them. So, but we have seen them. We've seen them land on this runway too. This is runway 26 left that we're filming on right now. So we have a parallel runway operation here at Vancouver. Runway 26 left and 26 right. We're doing landings on 26 right and departures on 26 left.
We also have a crosswind runway.
Yeah, we have a crosswind runway too. It's rarely used, but it does exist. And we've got something taxiing out. Let's have a peekaboo. See what we got. Thought I saw something there.
Is that Cascadia?
Well, Jeff in Mass was asking if we have a cargo jet 777 maybe working out of here. Or I have not seen a cargo jet 777
Not
here.
yet, they're coming next year.
Yeah, so Oscar tells me he's not seen one yet either. They're not scheduled or they haven't operated from here, but next year.
Yeah, they're going to be based here.
Okay, great. Oscar says they're going to be based here. Awesome. There we go. No, Rob, I haven't had a chance to cast my eyes skyward looking for that Singapore Cargo 747, just because if I take my eyes off the camera for about 30 seconds, the whole show goes to pot.
We're mostly for Cincinnati and Europe.
Ah, okay.
Not Europe, Asia, 777.
Okay. Well, we've got the flare. There he is. That helicopter's back with his sling. Pretty sure that's a construction operation they're feeding up the coast. Okay, guys. Little bit of a oh no, there that I can't say it. The Navajo is departing.
Maybe it's down in 10 more. So the engine works. Red tail, yeah. Oh yeah, and once this, yeah, and what's with that airline.
Canada 306 City ground taxi via Juliet Hotel Delta, Delta 7.
The Canadian blue and blue one, blue and red. I mean, I don't want to see. Maybe they'll do it for the 90.
From Charlie to Critique on Highway 267.
Okay, the Pacific Coastal that we just saw taxi by is cleared for takeoff. So he should be appearing at the button. We'll crank the camera around to find him.
Two nice new chairs. That's what Coastal.
He should be appearing in screen momentarily. There he is.
Oh, there's the Blacktail 330 going from Montreal. The Air Canada Starlines. Yeah. Someone else said that when they were doing the Singapore 777, they ran out of black paint. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Two, sometimes 3. Freighter leaves at 3, sometimes earlier. And then the freighter not 7:30, no 787's around 2:30ish. 2.
Robert, you say you won't ride on a prop plane. I can appreciate that. Some people just aren't comfortable in them. But today's prop planes aren't your grandfather's prop planes, and if you had the chance and you could fly on Lockheed, large, heavy Lockheed Electra, it's a Boeing 737-200 aircraft in terms of passenger carrying capacity and weights and payload, etc. So your Lockheed Electra is basically a 737-200. It's a very stable platform. So maybe if you had the chance and it was a different era, you might be more comfortable on an Electra kind of aircraft. Here is our nice Star Alliance A330.
Off to Montreal.
Yeah, this is the Montreal service, midday lunchtime service. Looks good.
The engine count is supposed to be white, all white, but not.
Obviously, we've got some kind of loaner engine on the starboard side there. That's non. Yeah, maybe it's the cowling from the new scheme. Hard to possibly.
Maybe.
I'm gonna say that's what it is.
Yeah. From a different airline. Maybe it's a ex-Singapore engine. They have a couple of ex-Singapore 330s and a couple TAP, I believe. I would love to see TAP Portugal here, but I doubt we'll get that. There's no demand for Portugal.
I wouldn't mind flying on this bird.
Sad they got rid of the 75th anniversary. That was nice. Good job. Yeah, 70. Freight shuttle.
12 ground push back here discussion.
It was, I see inside. It's like the history of the airline inside. All in the luggage, carry-on compartments.
I always feel that Star Alliance. That is such a skill.
I know.
See the mountain snow, the ski runs.
I'm sat in Alaska.
Loaded with snow, actually.
Like them if they were Starlines.
Could have the Olympics here today. Winter Olympics.
Air Canada 306, monitor tower 1187. Good day. Tower 187, Air Canada 320.
They are already, some painted already.
Yeah.
The 37 Maxes. But not on the, I don't think they have them on the queues because they're going to be retired by the end of next year, so what's the point?
So this guy's going to call tower momentarily. He's been handed off from ground.
I heard someone said that Air Baltic will join Starlines. Because they're a very good partnership with Lufthansa and Lot and other airlines.
And tower Air Canada 306, Heavy with you, focus Delta 7.
Yes.
306 Heavy, contact departure in the turn from Delta 7, clear for takeoff on 126 left.
Departures in the turn, clear takeoff.
Your ones here.
6 left, Delta 7, Air Canada 306.
That's Lufthansa as well.
There we go. He's cleared for departure. Contact departure in the turn. And he is cleared onto the active.
Yeah. Yeah. The device is just most likely to be 40 because they don't have any long call anymore.
Roger, with Lima, line up at Charlie 530.
It's supposed to switch over to Swiss sometime here, so that's the problem.
Roger, with Lima, roger.
Apparently what they're planning to do is have the Swiss monthly A350s and send more 342 and a vice. I love the flight. Doing continental and a vice. You know why? Front the plane. There it is.
And we'll get him in the climb here.
Charlie is approved, cleared for takeoff at Charlie, and airline ready to continue.
I think I know who should buy Air Transit Whiz. That'd be cool to see the purple planes.
Show 112 runway 26 left, up to 3004, taxi after Delta, Delta 7.
It's a smoker, that's
Departure Canada 306 Heavy with D26 left on the Georgia.
So he's just contacted departure. I've heard on one of the radios behind me. Maybe we'll dial in departure for our next show as well. That's probably a good idea.
Hotel 2, Lima, takeoff departure, and clear for takeoff at Charlie.
Do you think we'll ever get flights from Brussels Airlines? Or
Now,
no?
what have we got next on deck here?
Any new Europeans or no? Different.
I'm just scouring, guys. Thank you, Ludmilla.
Yeah, but there's no like Eastern Europe really. That's the only problem.
Air Canada 306.
Or the north, northern.
Wolfgang, do I think that plane is full? I would say so. It's my understanding that almost all of Air Canada's Toronto flights are, and Montreal are at 100% load factors. Okay guys, we've got a battery change. I'll be doing a battery change right now, so just give me 1 second while we do the battery change. Battery change, battery change.
Absolutely, Lima, Shoreline is approved,
We are live. We're live again here at YVR South Terminal Show. We've got a WestJet on the taxi.
I wish the EC plane was out today. I'd love to catch it again. I was lucky I was inaugural run. Not the commercial flight, but the that's another jet downtown.
Taxi Hotel Lincoln.
Mr. 112 Tower, contact departure in the turn from Delta 7, clear for takeoff, runway 26 left.
What's your turn? Delta 7, clear for takeoff, runway 26 left,
Roger. Hotel Julie Lima, tower remains south of runway 26 left, clear to land. That's Charlie. Altimeter 3004.
I'm on Vancouver Center. That's in Surrey. Vancouver Center.
Air Canada 306, Vancouver Center, Roger, flying flight level 280. Flight level 680, Canada 360, no reports of turbulence.
Oh, hey Wolfgang, I'm glad you're coming to Canada. Should be a fun trip. From Frankfurt to Calgary.
Was supposed to be coming back to Vancouver.
I've done that flight a number of times myself. Always enjoyable. What are those stairs? Yeah, those are air stairs that we have parked here on the south side. Unfortunately, I don't have the power to have them moved for us. I wish I did. But yeah, we have to live with them, unfortunately. We have an Air Canada A321 on finals from Toronto. Somebody mentioned it in the chat right now. I appreciate that. Thank you. There it is. Inbound from Toronto.
321 or Max?
That was a 321. Yeah.
Those will be staying for a while, they said, Air Canada.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's have a look here. We've got something on the taxi out here. There it is.
Dreamliner?
Yeah, old colors. Oh no, it's new colors.
Colors, yeah.
Pardon me.
That's
Hello, Netherlands.
to Toronto.
Okay, 184 to Toronto. Thank you very much, Oscar, for that.
We have an American 319 on final from LA.
Okay, terrific. I don't have him on visual yet. Oh yeah, there he is.
Monday we had the 321 Neo.
Okay. Oh, nice.
I wish it was permanent instead of this old jalopy. No, it's Air Canada, American Airlines. 321-100. Those are old. Nobody flies at 100s anymore on the 319. Oh, it's an ex-American West. That's what it is. That's an oldie.
So we'll just crank the camera around for the arrival.
Very much of an oldie.
Nope. Focus.
She's an
No
ancient
can.
bird. Years from U.S. Airways.
Yeah, former U.S. Airways
American
machine.
Airlines.
22 years old, according to Oscar.
22-year-old A319.
Wow.
She had a big life that cracked. America West, U.S. Airways, and now American Airlines.
Canada 184, heavy rated.
184 heavy attack, good afternoon. Contact departure and return from Delta 7. Cleared to take off runway 26.
Call departure and return. Take off from Canada 184.
Canada inbound. What is it? 320? Hey, it's back again. The no title of Air Canada.
Okay.
Just landed. Right behind the trees at the hangar, the no title Air Canada. The one we saw this morning is back. Probably. Cracker cut, recovery. 1:45 is departure time. To Edmonton. Back to the school, please. 8:46. Right now, coming back, and then going to Edmonton. 2:40.
He's heavy. He's heavy. We'll catch him in the climb out. Yeah, he was definitely heavy. A late rotation. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we have action at the Jumbolino. So she's going to be flying for us. Started the fueling, uplifting of fuel, starboard tanks. Yeah, unfortunately, this is a public spot, so there's nothing we can do. We've got all kinds of things happening around us. We've got movements, we've got vehicles, it is an airport, It's a public airport. We can't move equipment, unfortunately. That's out of our capability. So all I can do is say, you know, it is par for the course. It's part of the scenery here at Vancouver. So you must take it warts and all if you want to hang out with us here in Vancouver. No, we don't have any A380 service into Vancouver. We never have.
We have.
Oh, we did? When? When was that?
Summer.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, so that's right. Many years ago, it would have been.
Back apparently this summer.
Yeah, so it would have been several years ago.
China Southern as well.
Well before the pandemic, we did have British Airways with their A380s and China Southern. I'm going to say it's been 5 years, or 4 years maybe, several years.
BA was the last 380s, 2019.
Yeah, so it would be the year before the pandemic. So I guess we have to wait for passenger volumes to build quite a bit. Oh, okay. Well, Oscar's telling me it's going to be the British Airways will be back with their A380s this summer in July. So
I'm not sure if it's 100% sure or not.
yeah, it's a best guess. So we're going to hope that comes to fruition. It'd be awesome to have A380s into Vancouver. I've never flown on one.
Neither have I.
I thought the opportunity was lost forever with the pandemic.
No, I thought the opportunity to fly on the 747-400 was lost.
Yeah, I know. But we just didn't know that the A380 was going to be more of a casualty of the pandemic than the 747-400. So
the fans had stuff lined up. I'm like,
yeah.
They have, I think, still 5.
Let's have a look here. We got a float plane, guys, being dragged down to the water.
That's not it. Dang it. Not the one I want to see.
Harbor Air Turbine Otter.
Not the E-Beaver.
Doesn't that look neat? That little truck, custom-made truck for moving the float planes.
If anyone comes out to Vancouver next year, you'll be able to ride the E-Seaplane.
Oh, that's right. Harbor Air is developing an electronic version of their float planes.
And its first commercial flights next year.
Yeah, so Oscar tells me it'll be next year. You'll be able to book a flight on an E version, one of these. I wonder if it's USB powered. As long as the battery charge holds long enough to get from here to Vancouver Island.
You know what? A good friend of mine works for Harbor Air. He'll probably be able to get me a spot on the inaugural flight.
Okay.
That's a good benefit to know someone works for that airline.
Yeah, it's a cool catch, Wolfgang. But again, we're going to do a show downtown Vancouver at the float base, and it'll be non-stop. Harbor Air, turbine otters, the occasional beaver, the occasional twin otter. So that'll be a fun show. I'm looking forward to doing that for the channel.
They also go down to Seattle.
That's right. They've just started their Seattle service.
They're restarting it May 16th.
Great. Well, it's the 16th of May that they're starting Vancouver, Seattle on the float plane. That stopped during the pandemic. Hey, Lauren Howard, the pound 79 for the half car, the half truck carrying the float plane. Channel appreciates your support. Half car, yeah, they're neat. They're unique to float base operations. So thank you very much for the donation. It's here. Again, they're prepping the RJ to perform for us.
I wonder what airlines are becoming for the Invictus games. That'd be cool to see.
Let's have a look here.
Maybe some more Europeans that will pop by for a bit.
Yeah. So guys, maybe I'll give you guys a bit of an update in the news. Just hang on 1 second. Okay, it's a bit of a quiet time, so I can deliver this week's news. Hey, sorry, the microphone. 1 second, folks.
Go to the little finger to the right.
Sorry guys, we've got a WestJet taxiing in as well, so... camera to focus. Isn't that interesting? There it goes. Taking this to the hangar. Okay guys, I'll give a bit of a news update over the past week here in Canada. You might remember a few weeks ago I reported on the Pivot Gate incident, as I call it. Pivot Airlines was operating one of their CRJs into the Dominican Republic, and the aircraft was seized along with the crew because the crew reported that a large substance of drugs was hidden in the eBay of the aircraft. And I'm not talking the website, I'm talking eBay, the electronics bay of the aircraft. So the Dominican Republic authorities put the crew in prison, and they've been in prison up until very recently. So the news is that the DR authorities have released them from prison. These are the Canadian crew that reported that the drugs were in their aircraft, unbeknownst to them, and they may not leave the Dominican Republic. Meanwhile, the organization or whoever hid those drugs on the aircraft are not very pleased, and the media is telling us that there are death threats that have been leveled against the crew in the Dominican Republic. It's just a very sad and unfortunate situation. So Pivot Airlines has hired a local security detail to protect the crew in the wake of these death threats. The airline and the pilot and flight attendant organizations have petitioned the Canadian government to support the crew and airline and have the crew brought back to Canada as soon as possible. But again, the Dominican Republic is not allowing that. The crew must remain in the Dominican Republic until the investigation is complete. We don't know how long that's going to take, and it's dragging on, and the pilot union and the airline is now basically telling people that if you're planning to go to the Dominican Republic, whether you're an airline passenger or a crew member, to maintain extreme diligence and care and caution when traveling to that country. So our thoughts and prayers are with the crew. We hope them best of luck in their ability to come back to Canada as soon as possible. So that was big news in the newspaper just yesterday. So in other news, we go to Air Transat. Air Transat just had their annual shareholders meeting, and the results of that were also published in the media. The company is going to be maintaining a increased focus, I should say, on their airline operation and reducing costs, and they are reducing their former focus and operations in the tourism hotel sector. They were invested into hotel joint ventures down in the Caribbean, and the airline's going to be removing themselves from that, certainly for the foreseeable future. And their effort will be to reduce their operating costs as much as they can. They've standardized their fleet on the Airbus A321 XLR, which is a long-range Airbus, which can provide lift across the Atlantic, which is great for Air Transat. It can open up a number of secondary markets in Europe to and from Canada for them. And of course they have A330s as well. So they're standardizing on those aircraft. Also, they are seeking continued government support from the Government of Canada for less financing than they had last year, but the financing request is in place for this year as well, just to help them get through the difficult time that we've just gone through with the pandemic and all. It'll be less than the $700 million financing support that they received from the government last year. I don't believe this was an outright payment to the airline. I believe it was a bridge financing, if you will. So we're certainly wishing Air Transat all the best in their recovery in these months ahead and through the summer. They're anticipating a 90% return to capacity by the end of the year, with a full return of their pre-pandemic capacity in 2023. So all the best to Air Transat and their staff. We wish them well. In other news, we go across the border, just across the border from where I'm standing, about a 2-hour drive south to Boeing Field. And the news is regarding Boeing. Boeing had a very difficult and challenging quarter, this past quarter, and their stock took a fairly severe dip down to the mid $150 range, which is the lowest point it's been in a year. And there's a number of factors that are driving Boeing's stock performance and the difficult times that they're facing. Number one, the 787 production is held up. It's stopped. They're not delivering aircraft right now. They have some bugs, wiring and stress issues, I believe, minor wiring issues and minor stress engineering related issues that they need to address with the aircraft that are presently in the production line. So they're doing their best to get that resolved. Also, the 777 stretch that they're developing is also more or less on the back. Well, they're continuing, but it's delayed. They're not expecting first flight for until 2023, I believe.
So first commercial flight
will be 2025.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a couple years before that aircraft has its first airline deliveries, and before then there's a lot of expenses that Boeing needs to incur. So because of this, and of course the situation in Russia with aircraft not being delivered to the Russian-based airline operators, the combination, the confluence of all these factors are a challenge for Boeing. So we certainly wish Boeing well. We hope that they can get these situations behind them in the months ahead and return to their profitability and their stature that they've enjoyed in years past. So again, our thoughts and wishes are with Boeing. So that is the news for this week.
One more thing.
Okay, yes?
Air Canada ordered more XLRs and 2 freighters.
Okay, apparently Air Canada has ordered more freighters and XLRs.
Yeah.
As well. So we'll have more details of that to follow.
They actually just announced it yesterday.
They just announced it yesterday. So there we go, guys. We'll get back behind the camera and I'll shut my yapper and we'll watch the RJ depart. So I hope you're all enjoying the show. It's a nice morning. There's a light breeze. And sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of our show, folks.
So 30 total XLRs and some Fs.
Oh, super.
That's not bad.
Terrific. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Test. Okay, we just got to get the my bearings here. Sorry guys, I'm having a problem with the tripod. So I'm sorry I'm not able to focus on the camera at this moment. Okay, I'm back. There, I'm back. I am back. Sorry guys, again, I just had a problem with the tripod settings. And sack the tripod. Yeah, I wish. I certainly wish. I can't really show it to you guys, but I've got an iPad attached to it, my phone, various wires. I've got a second tripod. I've got 2 batteries on it. Yeah, sack the tripod. I think what I need to do is grow 2 more arms, actually. That would be the most ideal situation. and I've got continuing tripod problems. My iPad, where I look at the chat, can't remain on the tripod, and it's very challenging for me, guys. I'm having a great difficulty here. Okay, I'm not going to be able to look at the chat, guys, because the iPod's falling down the tripod and I can't see the chat. So it's either one or the other, and I'm going to just have to focus on the filming for the time being. Well, so they're bringing out the cargo and baggage for the RJ here. So I guess the passengers will be coming out shortly. And there we go. Seems like a lot of cargo. This is a mine charter. They take men up to a mine site in northern BC, and they do the crew rotations with this aircraft every week, every day, not every day, every Thursday from what we've seen so far at this same time. So if you're an RJ lover like I am, then you want to see them perform in the flesh, you need to get yourself to Vancouver. But getting a flight on them is not going to be that easy because they don't carry fare-paying passengers. You would have to charter the aircraft yourself to have a flight. So I know of nowhere in Canada where you can actually buy. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Summit does operate for First Air out of Yellowknife, between Yellowknife and Edmonton, and you can actually get a flight on an RJ if it's actually operating. So there is a possibility.
Edmonton, Calgary, or Calgary to Vancouver as well. Someone else sometimes have come to Vancouver with them via Alberta.
Okay. So we've got an American taxiing out here.
737.
Okay, 7-3. Let's have a look here.
738.
Let's see if we can. Momentarily here. Oh, he's behind the 7.5. Okay. Yes, we need a broken tripod emoji. It's not so much it's broken, it's just that there's a lot attached to it and things get twisted around and there's multiple wires and multiple devices and they get tangled up with each other, and it just causes me a lot of management of those issues. So, and then I lose focus on the filming. I mean, ultimately the most important thing is the filming and the video and having a nice view on the screen to watch. So I think that has to take precedence. American Airlines 737, I guess that's an 8.
800 max. 800.
Yeah. Again, we've got strong winds, guys, so I've pointed the microphone on the camera to me, but that wind that you're hearing is hitting the mic, even though we have a Zeppelin on it. Not a Led Zeppelin, a furry Zeppelin. And I think some of you might have noticed the windsock down at the button of the runway. It's pretty much standing at 90 degrees parallel to the runway.
pop out the top of the roof here. I'm looking for him. Can't see him, unfortunately. No. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, there's just so much glare on the camera screen. I cannot see that. Very difficult. Yeah. No. Guess we're almost ready for the RJ departure. The flight attendants are walking back to the terminal. Well, I'm glad you like the colors, sharp colors on the American. Hello, Lee Simpson. Good evening. Singapore A320, 10 minutes out. Okay, thank you for the heads up on that. So he's coming back from Seattle. And we'll depart here. So flight attendants going back, I guess, to get the passengers. Oh.
For some coyote activity.
Okay, let's see. Apparently they've closed this runway because of a coyote. But I'm trying to, we'll have to see if we can find him.
It's close to hotel, so it might be down that way.
Okay, so it's probably out of our view, according to Oscar. So they better be quick though, because we've got a Dash 8 taxiing out. Taxiing with the port side engine shut down for fuel savings. They're pretty confident that they're going to have the runway cleared, otherwise they would be routing this guy to the other side. So I guess that coyote's off the runway.
Contact departure 1, drop off 5, clear for takeoff, runway 26 left.
Is it still showing on the?
I haven't looked, but the car's here.
Yeah, the car's are always here. Based in Mid Meadows. Tofino, Shellac.
Okay. Bit quiet right now, guys. Sorry. Nothing on the approach. We've got nothing taxiing out. We've got nothing happening here on the south side. So we'll just let the RJ fill the frame for us. It's a nice thing to look at. Steve B, thank you very much for your 3 month of membership. The channel very much appreciates your support. That's great. Well, I'm glad you're liking the stream, Steve. Just doing the very best I can, given the circumstances. So, thank you for that. Thank you, Loopy. Sometimes I get, just a bit frustrated because I'm trying to, make it as best as I can, and things don't go well, and I want to give 110% effort and have a fantastic stream, and when I have technical gremlins, it just irks me a little bit. So, but I do appreciate the understanding, and thank you for hanging in there with me. So here comes the passengers on the RJ, so that's great news. We've got our passengers boarding. Lucky Devils. Boy, it's been a while since I've had an RJ flight. My last RJ flight would have been, City Express from London City to Dublin. I was doing that on a regular basis. Every time I'd come to the UK, pre-pandemic, I would buy a round-trip ticket on CityJet, I should say, between London City, Dublin. I'd fly out in the morning, spend a few hours hanging around Dublin Airport. I wouldn't clear security. I'd just stay in the secure area, put my feet up, watch the proceedings, and then fly back to London City. So I'd get 2 RJ flights for well under £100. I was paying around 30 to 40 pounds for my RJ flights, and I am so glad I put the effort into those flights, because I think it's history. I don't think you're going to be able to have RJ flights for 30 pounds anywhere on planet Earth from this point forward. I'd love to be proven wrong. My goodness, would I ever, but
I want to fly on a Donair 328 jet plane. That would be rare.
Yeah, Dornier 328 jet would be super rare. I'm not. Yeah, you have to. I guess the British Airways Express in Sweden has them. So, yes, that's Sun Airlines, Sun Express. They're a very rare type as well. So we have a Beech 1900 alighting in front of us. The camera can focus. Yeah, as I say, lucky devils, these guys climbing into an RJ, outside boarding, my favorite. So, but that's how it was with City Express at London City, or CityJet, I should say, at London City Airport. It was always outdoor boarding. I just loved it, right? I have family in Wembley, so what I would do is, I'd be staying with them in Wembley, but for the night before my departure out of London City, I'd book a hotel near London City Airport, walking distance, just on the other side of the water there, and I would make like a day trip out of it, and it was just such great fun. I really miss those days. I wonder what Aer Lingus will operate, and if they'll have any exotic aircraft between London City and Dublin in the months and years ahead. Yeah, so that, I mean, if they just have ATR aircraft and Embraers, not quite as interesting as a RJ jet. So, yeah, the Jumbolino. Oh. So we've got here's that Beach 1900 taxiing in. We've got a WestJet on the move as well. So nice to have some more action. Let's do the WestJet. I thought there was a WestJet there. I'm searching for him. There he is. Yeah, we've got to cut through that heat haze to pull him in. And as I say, it's not even warm. It's 11 degrees Celsius. So our atmospherics here in Vancouver are such that we just get a lot of heat haze.
So I know someone who actually flies them for Canada North. Usually does the combi runs.
Take the tower to 1762 with visual runway.
He would be like up for 3 months in Yellowknife and then come back down for another 3 months and then go back. Like that's the rotation he does. Okay, I'm Singapore.
Okay.
Slinger. I'm trying to Singapore didn't buy any Dreamliners, did they or no?
I don't think they have any, I'm not sure.
So it'd been nice to see the Singapore colors. The only one that has scoops is the only one that has the Dreamliner from Singapore. Let's go to air. Oh god, I would not want to fly scoops. All of a sudden.
So I guess soon they're going to be pulling the stairs up. Hey, thank you, Sarbaz. I appreciate that. Glad you're here watching.
There's something. They don't spend a lot of time on
Tracy Sellers, thank you very much for the $5 donation. There's the summit. Well, that was impressive. Got a CRJ here at Canada Jazz. Medevac. Yeah, so Whisperjet, Avrojet, Avroliner, Jumbolino. I think my favorite is Jumbolino.
Contact departure 101 from Delta 5, clear for takeoff on 261 today.
Smile Liner, that's another one.
I've heard Squat Liner. Squat Liner because it looks like a 747 that's squat down and squished. It has 4 engines like a 74.
Caribou 2010, taxi by Charlie, it'll still be a couple minutes, monitor tower 1187.
Still a couple minutes.
By Charlie, monitor tower on Caribou 2010. Just heads up, I'm not sure where the northern Caribou started, if it was down here, but it's technically North Caribou. Okay, North Caribou, roger. Thanks.
So North Caribou was operating down here in Vancouver in the 1970s. Convair 440. I remember it well. I believe they came from Lignaflig Airlines. They had other small aircraft too, but they had the Convair from Lignaflig, North Caribou. It was painted quite nicely. 1978, 1979, it was parked on the ramp right here where we're filming right now. Of course, the pilots on the RJ weren't even born then, so they wouldn't know about that, probably. But I was here taking slides of those aircraft. Powell Air had a Convair. There were a lot of Convairs here back in the early 80s and the late 70s.
Air Canada had some?
No. No, Harrison Airways had Convairs and a Viscount. 2 Viscounts based right here where we're standing.
We tried to get you out earlier than the required flow, but they said no, so it's going to go another 3 knots. Okay, no worries, that's good, fine.
So 3-minute hold for the RJ. I guess we've got an inbound.
804, now taxi by Delta 7.
I've never seen a hold like that.
766, monitor tower now 1187.
We have an emergency? No.
Well, we don't see anything on finals.
Yeah. Maybe IFR separation?
2010 tower at Charlie, line up runway 26
Now it's
left,
going.
amendment to your clearance, climb runway heading to 4,000. Alright, we'll line up 26 left at Charlie, amendment to the clearance, runway heading to 4,000, October 2010. October 2010, exactly.
That's the RJ.
Taxi Juliet, Hotel, Delta.
There goes the RJ, guys. He's cleared.
No, Sal.
Okay, the 2010 contact departure, 101, up Charlie, clear for takeoff on my 26 left. Jazz 766 Delta 7, line up on my 26 left. Left 266 Delta.
Watch for him from the roof here. And pretty soon we're going to have Air China departing.
No, China's late.
Oh, China's late. Unfortunately, so we won't see that.
Jazz 766. Stay with me. From Delta 7. Clear for takeoff number 261. Let's take up 261. Just 766.
Very little separation here between the aircraft, guys. Very little separation.
Clear the line on my 265.
Busy all of a sudden here.
Yeah, 43 passes. Shoot.
Jazz 766, contact departure 132.13. 32.3, just 766.
ABVY, old paint job. I guess they're not going to paint them because what's the point if they're going to retire them in 3-4 years?
Jazz 804 tower at Delta 7. Line up on my 261. Other stuff 310, contact other tower 12402.
But some people want to go on before they retire them. Like, I want to go on 400 before they retire them, but tickets are so expensive.
Osco 206, exit Alpha 2, contact ground 1217.
Like, I don't want to pay so much money for business class just to go for fun. Maybe they'll do something special for the farewell flights. Full price, $747. What's his name? From Flight Radar to guys? The podcast? You paid for the Delta United 74 final? $747. That's cheap. not even quite
2612, Air Canada 003. Good.
yeah, not even like a business company.
So guys, we've got 15% left on the battery. We were planning to go till about 2 o'clock, so that's 25 minutes from now. So the battery's not going to last that long, so we will go for another 25 minutes, but I'm going to change the battery just for the final segment of the show. So I'm going to do that momentarily, so just give me a second. I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can. So stand by 1. Okay, I'm turning the camera off and we'll change the battery right now. We are back. The last part of our show.
1610 Vancouver ground taxi off to the air.
So let's see what we've got for the last chapter of our show today, guys. Not sure what.
3 taxi Juliet Hotel, hold short runway 26 left.
See what we have.
Back runway 3, ready for taxi.
We'll have the titles
altimeter
coming
3003
at
taxi
1:15.
turn.
That's good. What else is coming?
So Lee Simpson says the A350 is incoming.
319
A350 lining up on final. Maybe that's another airport you guys are talking about.
Tower, ticket 692 is visual. Purchase 692 Vancouver Tower number 1. Good jet 692, Vancouver ground taxi, all for you. Alpha 38, brand new jet 692.
Exact check, they came from the States.
Jazz 538 now, it's Delta 7 minus runway 26 left. Yeah, Delta 7 line up runway 26 left, Jazz 5.
It's a busy airport today, guys. Well, guys, it's quite been a flurry of activity here, actually. Major flurry of activity for the final chapter of our show today. We'll see if we get any heavies coming out here, hopefully. I think we might have a heavy on its way out. We shall see. Let's have a look here.
Jazz 538 in the turn. 538, Roger. Contact departure 133.3. 32.3, we'll see. Bye.
So yeah, here's the heavy. It's the A330.
Yeah, but I said 5. Star 54 past.
Mr. 115, taxi, hotel golf. Hotel golf to the 8th and left 115.
Kevin, thank you very much for the £50 donation. I'm glad you liked the stream today. So thank you again for that.
Where's that stinking Canada A320? There, no paint job one. 55 pounds.
Hello, Air Canada 116 Eddie. We're putting down the 7 holding short. Air Canada 116 Eddie Tower. Contact departure in the turn. Come Delta 7. Clear for takeoff on my 261.
It's faded. Yeah, faded.
In the turn and clear for takeoff.
Yeah, and just had to tell me.
Air Canada 116 Eddie City. Bye-bye.
Maybe with the hail coast, maybe rubbed it up and came off. I have no idea how it got like that. Both sides. I still don't get how it happened. That's the point. One of them is for trail and one of them is for Williams Lake. That's trail. And that is no, that's supposed to be
Get up here. 2407. Parameter ready direction. Good discretion.
Well, that was a nice departure. Another A330. We certainly get our fill of A330 action here, which is no problem for me. I love classic buses. Let's see what else here we got. Well, we're coming up to the final 10 minutes, guys. Just a few dashes.
and soon that weird A320.
Okay, so Oscar tells me we've got the Air Canada A320 coming out, which has no titles. So we'll just have to see if he makes a performance for us.
It should be leaving at 1:55.
Okay, so according to Oscar, it's going to be coming out here at 1:55. So maybe we'll end the show on that, guys. The Air Canada vintage A320 without the titles. So that's a good as place as any.
Well, he starts north side. Wow. Makes more sense to put it on the south side. 75.
This is Morningstar Air Cargo, operating for FedEx, Canadian airline. Looks like FedEx, but it's just operating for them. So,
contract company.
yeah, FedEx contractor. They've been in business for decades. Owned by the Max Ward family. I should say the late Max Ward. His family, his sons, I believe, operate that company. We've got an Alaska. Oh, something's on finals here. Can't quite get an ident on it though right now. But he's lined up. Let's see if we can get a.
Oh, it's a sub, I think.
Okay, so could be a Saab 340 according to Oscar.
Yeah, sub. Pacific Coastal sub.
Okay.
So 916 after dash 8 goes by, proceed Delta Echo to the apron. Delta Echo to the apron, off to the dash. So now on Canada 574, taxi Juliet Hotel Delta, short Echo. Hold that 67 up, clear across runway 12.
So WestJet flights.
Okay, so this is operating for WestJet according.
Contact down 127 on.
There we go. Back to the button.
Where is that A320? No, it's later than the A320,
Okay.
315. It's almost more or less a little bit late. Where the heck is good old Luffy?
554 taxi Hotel Delta Delta 7. 29 feet right to that
a very long runway hold.
Separation problem there or something like that.
Yeah, we've got airplanes backed up. A lot of congestion.
I wish they would announce Vancouver. Orlando, JFK, Fort Lauderdale, and LA.
So yeah, we've got a lot of congestion here, guys. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's he just arrived. What else have we got here? We've got
American.
Yeah, American's the number 4, and then we've got another dash number 5. So we've got 5 aircraft piled up here, waiting to depart. So.
And then there's 2 Pacific Coastals as well. Here we go.
Canada 574, contact departure and return from Delta 7, clear for takeoff from Light 26 left. Clear takeoff 26 left, contact departure and return, Canada 574.
San Francisco.
Canada 554, Tower Delta 7, line runway 26 left, runway number 2 for departure, 1900 from Charlie.
Line up runway 26 left, Delta 7 Air Canada 5.
Who's that? I haven't seen
Also
that.
555, Tower Charlie, line up runway 26 left. Line up 26 left, Oscar 555. 367, contact departure 12612. Line 2, attack Joe, we're now by Delta Delta exit. Jet 296, runway 26 left, altimeter 3003, taxi via Lima Juliet Hotel Delta Delta.
So we're just clearing all these aircraft here, guys.
No, it just says it's just Challenger. Let's see what's on this. I have no idea. Doesn't show. ASD. Change. Canadian. Huh. Canadian National. Railway. Huh. That's the first time I've seen their Challenger. I wonder what they're doing here.
Canada 554, slow beach 1900 traffic off ahead to put the turn with me on the Georgia 6 on 2407, found Delta 7, clear for takeoff 426 left.
CNR. First time I've seen CNR's that Challenger's Canadian National Railway.
Oscar 457, Tower, caution dip off the Charlie, line up on my 26 left. 26 left, let's go, American 1719, Tower Delta 7, line up on my 26 left, and wave number 2 for departure, beach 1900 from Charlie. Wait, 6 left, Delta 7, Oscar 555, contact departure 12612. 26 call now, Baz, go 555, yep. Follow. Bigfoot 204, pilot 2 mile on a short final and cleared left base, runway 26 left for number 1, keep speed up as much as you can. Oscar 457, contact departure and return from Charlie, clear for takeoff from 126 left. Go for takeoff, use the best.
It's not showing anything on flight or where, but Flight ready 24 bucks. EDFB is showing up.
Back 306. That's 25. 05.
No. No, it's a Canadian or Canada. No.
There's just 711 broad taxi via hotel and Gulf to Haven.
I wonder where that Canadian National is going back to.
Air 287 taxi via Lima to the Haven. Next left, Delta 7, departing with Air American 1719. 654 to Delta 7, line up runway 26 left. 936 left is Delta 7, yes.
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Again, despite the technical limitations and logistics of juggling my tripod with all the accoutrements that are with it, it was I think a good busy show, good traffic, good amount of busy traffic. We had wind, of course. I've got the Zeppelin on the microphone, and my voice could not be spoken through the head-mounted headphones because of the wind, constant wind at about, I think it's about 20 knots or so, as you can tell from the windsock. So that was an impediment to our show today, but again, I don't control the winds, so it's par for the course, I guess. Actually, we have Korean taxiing out right now. I see it. He's just coming around from the gates of the main terminal. So it's the cargo machine that arrived from Guadalajara.
Yeah.
So this is the Guadalajara Korean that's outbound. So I think that'll be a good aircraft to end the show on. Wide body, and so sit back, relax. As soon as he goes, that will be the end of the show. So we're just going to stick around for another 5 minutes to get his departure. And I thank everybody for showing up today. And I hope you guys again have enjoyed it. Thank you for your contributions. And remember, this coming Sunday, you want to tune in for the Manchester show at 10 o'clock in the morning, British Standard Time or Greenwich Mean Time. That's going to be a very good show, so you are cordially invited to the Manchester show, the live stream Manchester at 10 a.m. So be sure to check that out. And we will now close with the Korean departure, guys.
Oh, there goes to the national executive.
Oh. We've got a Challenger jet of departure, belongs to Canadian National, the railway company. They fly in style, these guys. Wide body biz jets. That should be a meme or a meme. Wide body biz jets. Yeah. I'd like to own one of those if I had a spare couple million.
Yeah, same.
They're pretty cheap though. They're your grandfather's biz jet basically. They're only literally you can buy those for a couple $1 million used. It's not a $50 million biz jet.
What? Oh yeah, it's cheaper than buying a house in Vancouver.
Yeah, the guys are telling me that you know, $2 million, which can buy plenty of biz jets today. Yeah, here in Vancouver, it's cheaper than buying many houses, many houses. So it's hard to believe, actually. Let's just have a look, guys. Another citation. Aurora Jets, the guys are saying.
Going to customs.
Oh yeah, coming to customs.
Yep.
Meanwhile, back over at the Korean. Oh, thanks, Oscar. There goes Oscar. He's been a terrific help for the show. He's a great guy, one of the local spotters. So yeah, Oscar, thank you so much. Always good to see you. guys. It's a cut. It's a show. We'll see everybody next week. Manchester, 10 a.m. British Standard Time. Have a good night, everybody. It's nice seeing you all.